First of all, of course, you need to start. We're here at university, so we also talk about some theory and what's the definition of innovation. And Peter Drucker is, of course, I think, authority, and he says it's a specific instrument of entrepreneurship. The act endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. So it's there to create added value, create wealth. It's not about marketing and making, it's about creating a new business and creating wealth. Yeah, according to Cooper, that's the innovation diamond. So we are going through these different areas. How to create successful innovation is, for example, by a positive climate, culture, organization leadership. It sounds very simple. You know, these are words, but to really live it, that is really a big challenge. I mean, it sounds very simple, but like I'm working in the headquarters of Daimler, and the focus is cars, cars, cars. And to say we have something, it has to come from the top. It has to be a big support to make changes. Of course, creating big ideas, executing with effective idea to launch system stage gates. So very often also big idea or small idea, the challenge of big organizations is the implementation of making new things happen. Because in a big organization, you have a lot of hierarchies, right? So if somebody creates an idea, you have to create, you know, you have a lot of controllers, right? They ask for your business plan. They ask for your validation. So by the time you ever reach somewhere up top, you're almost dead, because you spend time to explain the business case and assumptions, and you're in a trap. Yeah? So this is really very important for innovation, to have a process that you have the chance to show an idea. I have later the stages. And of course, you have to have resources. So you need to have resources and making the right investment decisions via effective portfolio management. So of course, that's self-speaking, and a product innovation and technology strategy to focus on the right area. So what are the areas you want to go into, the growth areas? Like with Garmin, is navigation for cars a market which really is to grow? A growth area. How do we identify the growth areas? So this is just to show it needs an organization. You need to have a process. And you need have a certain focus on innovation management to make these things happen. This is something which is, again, in large organizations, a real challenge. How to create support. Because if you go to a business unit, you also have sometimes adversity, like not invented here. You know, then you have these challenges. So how do you drive this kind of innovation is always a big challenge. And also, how is it the mindset? For example, I talked to 3M. 3M, I think you're familiar with 3M, right? About their innovation process. And they say that they have in their target agreement that 30% of their revenue must be from businesses of the last 5 years. So there's a common goal to create something new. There's a drive to do something, because they say you must create 30% must be from the last 5 years. That's, I think, pretty powerful if the whole organization really works that way. Of course, it depends on the industry. I mean, it takes us 7 years to make an S-Class. So it takes time to break this mindset, because the German thoroughness of a car making, the process is very long and tedious. It's also engineering background, the background to be perfect, to perfection. And it's very much contrary to innovation, which needs to be fast, right, and quick. So how do you have a clash of cultures? You have different phase models. In the end, it's pretty much you have a primary investigation, a detailed development, you test and validate, and you do then a market launch. It's more or less, if you look into literature, it's more or less very similar, that you have kind of stage process. So you, of course, you need to invest, and you need to do a kind of scaling of your model, a prototype, and then you have to prepare the launch. This is roughly in literature what you see on the startup investments of innovation. And of course, very often the topic of speed to market is absolutely crucial. So how to control this, how to get a big organization behind this topic to take speed in a large organization is organizationally a big challenge. And also is the question approach, how to create innovation through inbound open innovation or outbound open innovation. So open innovation has become also a big topic. I think, who has got an iPhone? If you look at the apps, right? Who creates the apps? Hey? Yeah, I mean, anybody in the world can create the app. And the business model is, okay, the person who creates the app, and Apple will make the stamp that it is to certify. There's a profit sharing, I think 70%, 30%. And this is just a fantastic business model because you don't have fixed costs of engineers. You just use the whole world. An engineer sitting in China or in India or in Africa can all participate in the innovation process. And Apple has no fixed cost for that, really.
Crowdsourcing.
Yes, crowdsourcing, exactly. So all this is something which, we at Daimler are still having 10,000 engineers, plus X. I mean, very highly qualified, yeah? I mean, they also do a very high output, but the question, of course, is somewhat, is this the future? I mean, I mean, 10,000 engineers is quite a big sum, yeah? Still necessary, perhaps, yeah, but what is the future about how to create open innovation in such a company, which traditionally is very protective, of course, of their innovation. I mean, there are platforms outside there, Innocentive, where companies throw in their problem and they pay money for people, open innovation, to solve their problems. So this is also an area. This we can skip. So these are some tools we use for innovation. So intermediaries, yeah, user workshops, as you said, crowdsourcing, yeah. Idea contests, yeah. You go to universities, you create communities for open innovation, and you also do certain toolkits. That's more or less what the industry does across the world right now, and also Daimler, we're looking into this topic more and more. So these companies are exactly in the same rank. When we talk to them, they're very much doing the same as we do.